Today's topic is human-induced evolution. This is a very interesting topic because the more you look for this concept, the more you realize that humans are influencing pretty much everything in the natural world. But in this presentation, we are primarily going to focus on eutrophication and its effects on cichlids. So, what is eutrophication? Eutrophication is actually a natural process that happens slowly over time, allowing the environment to keep up with the amount of nutrients being put into a body of water. So, this process becomes unnatural when humans increase the amount of nutrients and the environment cannot keep up. Eutrophication causes issues like turbid water, excess algae blooms, and low oxygen conditions. Urbanization and land clearing are to blame for this. With the increase with urbanization and the increase of population, we see more sewage and more runoffs into these bodies of water. Land clearing for agriculture also allows these excess nutrients to end up in our waterways. So what effects is eutrophication causing on cichlids? Mainly we are seeing effects on sexual selection, which then leads to an array of different issues. One study looked at Lake Victoria and the increase of turbidity in the water. In 1920s, the water clarity was about 5.5 meters. That is that is significantly different from the 1.5 meters of water clarity that we see today. Female cichlids rely heavily on brightly colored males for sexual selection and sexual isolation. The study shows that with decreased water clarity, you also have a decrease in sexual selection and an increase in hybridization between different species of cichlids. The figure on the right shows how different light conditions affect different colors and species of cichlid. So overall, the relaxed sexual selection breaks down the barrier for reproductive isolation, causing hybridization. The issue with hybridization, like I said before, decreases overall diversity between the species and it impacts resources and sympatric relationships between the different species. So, how can this affect the availability of resources? There are many different species of cichlids that have evolved together and they use different niches or different resources to survive. Because of this hybridization, studies are showing that fish are evolving to use the same resources rather than different resources. Figure A on the right shows a healthy ecosystem that is not impacted by eutrophication. It shows the two different species using two different niches. Figure B shows an ecosystem that is impacted with eutrophication and illustrates the hybridization between phenotypes using the same niches. Figure C shows a ecosystem that has been restored and is no longer dealing with the issues from eutrophication. The figure shows that even in a restored ecosystem, the evolutionary changes in phenotype and hybridization can have a lasting impact on diversity and use of resources. Resource depletion is a major concern when talking about hybridization of these fish. If hybridization continues to occur, then these fish will occupy the same niches and could potentially deplete that resource. The studies of the impact of eutrophication are very important because it gives us an idea on how to deal with issues on the increase of urbanization and population. Thanks for your time, and here are my references.